Welcome back, subscribers, to another review. This is episode 13 of Friday the 13th, the series, The Baron's Bride. This is a pretty interesting episode. Majority of this episode was filmed in black and white. Um, this episode stars Tom McCamus, Susanna Hoffman, and John Shepherd, who played in Friday the 13th Part 5. Beginning of this episode, Tom McCannis' character goes to, he's roaming around and he sees this house, this room for rent. So he goes to this place to stay in, and he realizes that this woman has a cape there. So he puts the cape on and he looks, and the cursed part of this episode is that the cape attracts women with him, and what he does not know is this woman is a vampire. So she bites his neck. He becomes a vampire. In the process, Mickey, Ryan, and Jack are all going to find this lady who has the cape because her husband had died, who had the cape. And she bites him and he turns into a vampire. And in the meanwhile, she knocks Jack out of the way, knocks Ryan out of the way, scratches Mickey in the face. And Ryan goes outside, which you don't see, and grabs the room for rent sign and stabs her in the back, right through her heart. So she dies. In the meantime, he tracks Mickey, and they have a attraction to each other. And there's a little clasp that's on the cape, and both his blood and her blood mixes onto the thing, and Ryan runs to grab the cape, and then they end up going into 1875, to where the beginning of the story starts, I guess. And they run into this guy named Abraham and his wife, or Caitlin, or Kate, and they stay with them. So they're going to find, and in this process, Mickey's she has an attraction to this, and she kind of feels him because they are connected because of the curse. And so some of the policemen there find out that there's a vampire because they've seen a dead body, and there's knife bites, and they run after him, and he gets away, and he goes down in this a cellar or barn of some sort, goes in there, and they all three go in there to kill him. And in the process, he knocks him out, and they run back to the front door. It's daylight, so they open the door, and they get the vampire runs off. But during that time, Mickey doesn't want to leave because like I said, they're connected. So they take her back to Abraham's place, and they realize that Mickey's having problems because she wants to be with him, but she can't control her feelings. And they have to kill the vampire. And then when they leave to go to kill him, he's already killed another person. So they run back to the place and realize that his fiancée, Caitlin, has died. So Ryan goes back because Mickey has been captured by the vampire, and they go back into the little barn or place where he was at, and he's getting ready to bite her so they can be together. And then the vampire has got him, grabbed him up by the neck, and he Abraham, and knowing that his fiance is dead now, he shows up without knowing that he shows up, and then stabs the vampire in the chest or the back, and then to the heart, and he dies. So once he dies, the connection with Ryan, Mickey, goes away. So Mickey and Ryan know that the only way to get back to their time is to mix their two bloods together to get back into their own time. In which they do that, and they go back to their time, and Jack's still in that place, and he tells them about it. A little side note here is the one part in the episode, Tom McCamus, the vampire, takes the cloak off, and he turns into an old man, an old vampire. So he puts it back on, and he goes back to his normal, younger looking self. And the third act part of this episode, Jack was asking him who they met down there, and he said that they met a guy named Abraham, and to realize that he supposedly was Bram Stoker who wrote Dracula, and inside the book it says to Caitlin, the love of the only woman I will ever love. So that's a pretty interesting note that they actually met Bram Stoker. Um, I give this episode 4 stars. Um, it's really cool to see um, vampire in the episode. It's also cool to see it in black and white. There was a couple other episodes that were done in black and white. Most of the episodes that after this were like kind of flashbacks. Um, so yeah, that's the Baron's Bride. So that concludes the review of this. Um, it's a great story and great direction by Bradford May, who did a lot of cinematography and did Darkman 2 and 3. So hopefully you enjoyed this review, and today is the 23rd of December. If I may do a new video tomorrow for a franchise, um, doing like a franchise like I did the Friday the 13th and Halloween. If I don't get a chance to do that, I hope you have a great Christmas, and I will see you either tomorrow or I will see you after the holidays, and I will do franchise and a new episode, which will be episode 14, Bedazzled. And I'll catch you on the next video.